Welcome, friends. Good morning. Today we will discuss about the status of power generation in India and Maharashtra. Okay, so in the last session we had the discussion on global scenario of power generation. Okay, so in today's session we will discuss about the uh, power generation in India. So I have considered the data for 2020. So here, what is we know that India, it is the world's third largest producer and third largest consumer of electricity. Okay, and according to the National Electric Grid in India, the installed capacity is around 375.32 gigawatts as of 31st December 2020. So this is the fresh data according to 31st December 2020. The installed capacity of is 375.32 gigawatt. And renewable power plants in India, which includes hydroelectric power plants, they constitute around 36.17 percentage of India's total installed capacity. Okay. So during the 2019-20 fiscal year, the gross electricity generated by utilities in India was 1,383.5 terawatt hour. Okay. And the total electricity generation, that is considering utilities and non-utilities, in country was around 1598 terawatt hour. Okay. So the gross electricity consumption in 2019-20 was around 1,208 kilowatt hour per capita. Okay. So this is for per capita. That is according to the population. That is our population. So this much 1,208 kilowatt hour is required. Okay. So this I will discuss later. Okay. If we see in 2015 and 16, electric energy consumption in agriculture. So because our main economy is that is agriculture. Okay, so for agriculture it was recorded that is highest around 17.89 percentage worldwide. That was in 2015-16. So for in agriculture we were using around 17.89 percentage of consumption, electricity consumption, so which was highest in the world. So if we see further, if we move on, the per capita electricity consumption, it is very low as compared to the most other countries, despite India is having the low electricity tariff. That means in India we are having that low electricity tariff, means the rate is very low for using the electricity. If we see in the world, okay, in the world, the electricity consumption per capita, it is around 2,600. Okay, 2,600. And what we have seen for our India, it is around 1,283. And if you go for Europe, okay, if you go for Europe it is around 6,000 kilowatt hour. Okay, so they are very far away from us. So still we are having that. That's why the electricity consumption is very low in India. So in Indian electricity sector, they are mainly dominated by the fossil fuels. That is mainly the coal. Okay, so coal means that is uh, thermal power plant. Okay, so during the 2018 and 19 fiscal year, okay, uh, the coal itself produce around three quarters of the country's electricity. Okay, so the mainly nowadays what is happening, the government is taking the efforts to increase the investment in renewable energy. Okay, so there are more and more investments coming in the renewable energy, like in solar, then wind. So we can capitalize that energy. So the government's National Electricity Plan of 2018, it states that the country does not need more non-renewable power plants in the utility sector until 2027. Okay, with the commissioning of 50,025 megawatt coal-based power plants under construction and addition of 275,000 megawatt total renewable power capacity of the retirement of nearly 48,000 megawatt old coal fired plants. So if we see many of our thermal power plants, that is steam power plants, they have started around 1980s, 1970s, and till 2027 they will be becoming old and all. Okay, so we have to replace that, and still there is also commissioning of around 50,000 25 megawatt coal-based power plant is also under construction. But then also we have to go shift to the renewable energy, which will be very much beneficial for us in the future. Okay, if you see the installed capacity, okay, in India as on, so this is the latest data I am taking, that is 31st January 2021. Okay, so now we can say what is the 53.1% we are using the coal based power plants. So that is around how much? 2 lakh 2084.5 megawatt. Then around lignite based power plant is also used. So it is around 6120, which is around 1.6%. Then large hydro power plants, it is of 12.2%, that is around 46,000 megawatt. Then small hydro power plants, it is 1.3%. So now if you see solar, it is increasing, it is around 10.3%. Wind is also we are using 10.3%. So earlier 4 5 years back, if we see this percentage was very low. It was around 2 or 3 percentage. Okay, but now it is increasing. So because lots of investment is going on in this sector and the wind power sector. Okay, if you see the gas, it is around 6.6 percentage. Then biomass, it is around 2.7 percentage. So mainly biomass we will be using in the villages and all, like in the rural areas. Okay, so there this biomass is very much useful. Then nuclear, still there is much scope for the nuclear power plants. So if we see the advanced countries, the main source of power generation, that will be around nuclear power. Okay, so still we can improve this part. So in the future, if we can see that this coal will be reducing, and the increase will be there in the renewable energy sources, then also in the nuclear power. Okay, then if we see the installed capacity, okay, capacity by the source, that is so this data is for the 31st March 2020. Okay, 31st March 2020. So this is the growth. We are seeing the growth. So if we see in the 31st December, so this is 50 means what? This is the 1950. Okay, same way 1950. Okay, 1961. After every 10 years, 15 years के बाद क्या हो रहा है growth? So coal you can see only 1,000 megawatt था, gas नहीं था, diesel नहीं था. Okay. Hydro था, nuclear was not at all there. Okay, renewable भी नहीं था, renewable only, so that was there. So total was how much? 1,713 megawatt. So at the time of 1950, that was the power generation capacity. So growth was around 8.9%. Okay, so I have not included here the 1947 data. So if we see for the further, if we move on, in 1961, it increased to 4,653 and growth rate was 12.5%. Okay, so then again, if we come to the 74, क्या हो गया? The power total megawatt increased to 16,644. So ऐसे increase करते गए, growth क्या हो रहा है? 16 से 42 is happening, then 85. Okay, if we see then in the 31st March 2012, so it was around 1,99,000, and the growth rate was 9%. So if we see, then major growth was there in here, that is in 31st March 2017. So our total capacity become 327. So growth rates were 10.3%. So after that, only 5%, 3%, and 3.93%. So if we see at current, that is 31st March 2020, Total megawatt is around 3,70,106. So this is the growth how our energy generation has been produced from 1947 onwards. Okay, so here you can see other thing also, that is coal cut increase देख सकते हो. Okay, coal, then gas based power plant. Okay, then diesel based power plant. Okay, diesel based power plant. Then the total of the thermal, ठीक है. Then nuclear power plant है. How the nuclear power plant started commissioning, and now it is around 6,780. Then hydro start किया था 560 से 560 megawatt. So now it is around 45,699. So then other renewable sources are there. So now its capacity is around 87,020. Okay, so in this way, the growth trend we can see. This is up to the 31st January 2020. So then if we see the installed capacity, that is sector wise. Sector wise means what? That is central government, then state government, then private government, and then we will see the all India. Okay. So if we see here in the central government, total coal based, it is around 59,790. Okay, lignite it is 31,000, sorry, 3,140, and gas is 7,200. So same way, the total thermal will be around 70,140, 167. So same way, state is how much? 74,000. So state central agency will be like that, like this NTPC and all. Okay, NTPC आपको पता होगा. Okay, National Thermal Power Corporation. So it is there in every state, but it is centrally handled. Then similarly, state में क्या आएगा? State में, for example, if we consider the state of Maharashtra, तो महाराष्ट्र में कौन प्रोड्यूस करता है? महाजन को है. Okay, so महाजन को सेम वे महाजन, तो वैसे महाजन को आएगा, महाजन को. तो ये इट इज नॉट ओनली फॉर द वन स्टेट. सो यहाँ पे कितना आएगा? यहाँ पे ऑलमोस्ट कितना स्टेट है हमारे? 30 स्टेट्स है. ओके, 30 स्टेट्स भी आएंगे. देन यूनियन टेरिटरीज ऑल विल कम. जो कंबाइंडली वो लोग कितना प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं? 74,277 मेगावाट. देन सिमिलरली प्राइवेट है. प्राइवेट सेक्टर में कौन आएगा? प्राइवेट सेक्टर कितना प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है? इट इज प्रोड्यूसिंग अराउंड 86,875.45. That means how much? प्राइवेट सेक्टर का कौन है? अदनी है, अदनी पावर प्लांट है. ओके, अदनी है. देन टाटा है. ओके, टाटा. ओके, तो टाटा है, रिलायंस है. ओके, ऑल दिस आर द प्राइवेट सेक्टर power generating companies. So all India, if we say, it will be around 231. Okay, 231,320 megawatt. Okay, so this is for the only thermal. So thermal का कितना परसेंटेज है आउट ऑफ 100? इट इज अराउंड 61.82%. so if we same way if we see न्यूक्लियर क्या है? ओनली गवर्नमेंट हैंडल कर रहा है. ओके, देयर इज नॉट, स्टेट को भी परमिशन नहीं है, एंड प्राइवेट जो प्राइवेट जैसे कंपनीज है उनको भी परमिशन नहीं है अब तक. So that's why only if you see the whatever the nuclear is there, it is controlled by the central government. Okay, so its percentage is around 1.81. And similarly hydro है. हाइड्रो में कितना है? सेंट्रल प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है 15,000 मेगावाट. देन स्टेट प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है 26,958 मेगावाट. देन प्राइवेट प्रोड्यूस कितने कर रहा है? 3,393. सो अगेन प्राइवेट का यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन कम है, बिकॉज ये हाइड्रो पावर प्लांट मीन्स द डैम्स विल बी देयर. सो मेनली वो कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम कौन करता है? स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट करता है. और प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या करता है? सेम उसी डैम जहाँ पे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का जो power produce करते रहते हैं. So there only this private organization, they also put their unit and they also produce the electricity. So if you see in that way, 45,699 megawatt is there. So it is around 12.21% total. Then if you see the renewable, 1,600 for central, then 2,400 for state, and 86,000. So here the major role is played by the private sector. Okay. So total capacity is how much? 90,000. Okay, 90,000 megawatt, and it is around 24.16 megawatt. So in this way, a total 100% bifurcation we have done for the thermal, nuclear, then hydro and renewable. Okay, then we can also see the power sector at the glance. Okay, that is central है. Central का कितना percentage है? Total production of the energy is how much? 3,74,199. So this is the data of November 30, 2020. So central का contribution है 25%, state का contribution है 27.969%, then private is around 47.21%. So nowadays in the news we may be seeing much privatization is happening. So here also we can see 47.21%. Then hydroelectric power plant which are less than 25 megawatt, so they come under a renewable category and they are classified as small hydro projects. Small hydro project. We can also call them as the micro electric power plant. Okay, that also we can call. So less than 25 megawatt we call small hydro project. So if we see the breakage of the renewable energy sources, okay, solar power it is around 36,910 megawatt, then wind power 38,433 megawatt, biomass 10,000, then small hydro 4,740, and waste to energy it is 168. Okay, so this was about the installed power capacity. That is a sector wise, like central government, then state government, and the private organizations. Then overall percentage of their contribution. Then growth of the electricity consumption in India. So this also we will see from the beginning. Beginning, we can say I have not considered the old data and all. So here I have considered from the only 2012, then 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so that is populations. You can see population is increasing. 2012 से population increase होकर यहाँ पर कितना है 20 में 1365 million. Then consumption भी क्या था? Okay, यहाँ पे कम था 2012 में 7,85,000. तो यहाँ पे क्या ज़्यादा हो गया, that is 12,91,494. डोमेस्टिक में कितना परसेंटेज यूज हो रहा है 24%. कमर्शियल में कितना हो रहा है 8%. इंडस्ट्री में कितना हो रहा है 42.61%. ट्रैक्शन हो रहा है, ट्रैक्शन दैट इज ट्रैक्शन लॉसेस ओके 1.52% है. एग्रीकल्चर में कितना है 17.6 है. एंड मिसलेनियस अदर पार्ट्स जैसे रेलवे हो गया, ये हो गया. सो देर कहाँ पे यूज हो रहा है. पर कैपिटल कंजम्पशन कितना है 1208. ओके, पहले कितना था 2012 में 883.6. सो दैट इज increasing. So now it is around 1208. 1208 रहने से भी क्या है, then also we are very much behind compared to the global per capita consumption. So global कितना अभी just मैंने discuss किया था, global है 2600. तो हमारा कितना आ रहा है 1208. So then also we are less. Okay. So what is per capita consumption? Per capita consumption. So per capita consumption is given here. That is gross electricity generation by all sources plus net import. Here in this we are also considering the import also, divided by the mid-year population. Okay, तो हम लोग जितना एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, ग्रॉस इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, डिवाइडेड बाय द पॉपुलेशन, सो दैट गिव्स द पर कैपिटा कंजम्पशन इन किलोवाट आवर. Okay, so consumption is the gross electricity generation by all sources plus net import after subtracting transmission losses and auxiliary consumption in electricity generation. Okay, so next we will see, this was regarding the status of the electricity. You can call it as electricity produced or power generated in India. So now we will study about the power generation in Maharashtra. Okay, so Maharashtra, we know that Maharashtra, it is the very much industries are present in Maharashtra. Like if you see the Pune also, there are so many manufacturing industries and all. Okay, and MIDC is very much active, and so many commercialized industries there. So that here in Maharashtra we require the more and more power, that is the electricity. Okay, so here if we see, Maharashtra, it is the largest power generating state in India. If you see, largest in the sense means Maharashtra is at the number one for uh, power generation. Okay, so it is having the installed electric generation capacity of around 42,491.72 megawatt. So this is the data as per 30 November 2020. Okay, according to this, 42,491.72 megawatt is generated in the Maharashtra. Then it consists around 11.36% of the total installed electricity generation capacity in India. Yes, if we compare with the India, so Maharashtra only alone it produces around 11.36 percentage of the electricity, and which is mainly from the fossil fuels such as natural coal and natural gas. If you see the Maharashtra power sector, okay, how it is classified. So main Maharashtra power sector, it will be classified in this four way. That is regulation, then generation, and transmission and distribution. So regulation is controlled by the Maharashtra Electricity Regulatory Commission. That is MERC. Okay, MERC. Then generation will be controlled by the Maharashtra State Power Generation Company Limited. Maharashtra State Power Generation Company Limited. So here Mahagenco will also come here only. Okay, MSP, GCL. Then third, that is transmission is controlled by the Maharashtra State Electricity Transmission Company, that is MSETCL. Then distribution part will be done by the Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company Limited, that is MSCDCL. Okay. So if you see the installed capacity of Mahagenco, that is MPGCL, as per the we are having the data of around 31/10/2017. So this is the data for the 2017. Okay, so if you see thermal power stations, we are having Koradi. Okay, Koradi power station. It is having 2,400. Then Nasik का कितना 630 है. Then Bhusawal is there 1,210. Then Paras, Parli, Kheda, then Chandrapur. Okay, so total thermal power generation capacity is around 10,170. Then gas turbine power station is also there. That is Uran. Okay, so here if you see gas power station, it is around 672. Then hydro power stations like Koina is there. Okay, Koina के कितना है? Koina alone it is around 1956. That is 1,156 megawatt. So all these are in megawatt. Okay. Then small hydro is there 374. Then Gatgar pump storage. So from there we are getting 250. And total hydro we are having around 2580. Then solar is there. Solar is around 180 megawatt. Okay. So total Mahagenco it is around 13,602 megawatt. Okay. So this is the Mahagenco. It is the state government owned. So that's why it's total capacity that is for 2017. It is 13,602 megawatt. Okay. So let us know something about the that is MSPGCL. Okay, what is MSPGCL? MSPGCL means Maharashtra State Power Generation Company Limited. So that is Mahanirmiti or Mahagenco. We can call it as Mahanirmiti or Mahagenco. It is nothing but the Maharashtra State Power Generation Company Limited. So formerly it was known as the MSEB. MSEB it was very easy to call. Okay. So Maharashtra State Electricity Board. Okay. So Maharashtra it is in the western part of the India. Okay. The total generation of this MSPGCL, total generation of MSPGCL is 14,400 megawatt. So it is the second largest power producing company in India after NTPC. Okay, NTPC is the highest power producing company. If we see whether it is central government or state government or private, all we consider. So NTPC will come under the number one position. Then second is under MSPGCL. So it will come in the second point. So power generated by the Mahagenco is supplied to the state of Maharashtra. Mainly it is supplied to the state of Maharashtra. Okay. So it was the part of the state electricity board until June 2005. Then afterwards, they have named it to the MSPGCL, or we can call it as margin. So let us see the uh, renewable energy scenario, renewable energy scenario of Maharashtra. So currently, if you see total renewable capacity in the state of Maharashtra, it is 6,145 megawatt. Okay, so this much is the, so again it may change in the future. So Maharashtra is the one of the top states in India in terms of installed renewable electricity capacity. So one of the top states when we compare with the renewable electricity capacity. Then wind power potential in the country is around, in India, that is in our India, is around 49,130 megawatt. So while in Maharashtra it is 5,439 megawatt. Okay. So same way we will see the renewable energy potential in Maharashtra. Okay. Potential in country wind का कितना है 49,130, that only we have seen. Maharashtra का कितना 5,431. So total percentage कितना 11%. Small hydro plant total potential in country is 10,000, and Maharashtra it is 732. Total is 7.27%. Biomass in country is 1,600. In Maharashtra we can have 781. It is, that is the potential, and that is the 4.9 percentage of India. So still this has to be explored. What are the potential is that has to be explored by the government and private sector organization. So same way biogas is there, bagasse cogeneration, that is urban waste and industrial waste. So if you see around here, bagasse cogeneration, very much potential is there. That is around 25%. Why? Because majorly the sugar plant industries, they are in much number in the Maharashtra. So that's why we can have this bagasse. So that's why the contribution here is more, that is 25%. Same way urban waste and industrial waste. So if you see the strength of the private sector, what is the strength of the private sector? So if you see the installed capacity of the private sector, okay. So Adani Power is there, Adani Power. So it is having around 3,300 megawatt capacity. So this is in Maharashtra. Then again, Gondia, you can see Gondia and Tirora. Okay, so they are at the northern part of Maharashtra. So total capacity is 3,300. Then Indian Bulls, Amravati Thermal Power Station. Okay, so that is places Amravati. So you can see it is around 2,700. Then Tata, that is Tata का कौन सा Trombay Thermal Power Station. It comes under, कहाँ पे आएगा, मुंबई और ट्रॉम्बे में आएगा. तो इसका जो आएगा 1,400 megawatt. Then same में KSK Energy Ventures है. So all these are the private sectors. ये सब क्या है, private sectors है. ठीक है. Varda, it is in Varda, and that's Varda, Varada, Chandrapur. So okay. Then Tata Power का और एक Trombay gas power station. So this is the gas power station and this is the thermal power station. दोनों में difference. Both are in Trombay, that is Mumbai. So इसका कितना 108. Then Tata Power का और एक that is ये कौन सा मुल्शी डैम है, मुल्शी डैम. It is in Pune. So इसका कितना capacity 300. Reliance का है Dahanu thermal power station. It is around 500 megawatt. Then CEC का that is thermal Chandrapur thermal power station in Chandrapur. इनका कितना 300. So all this is based on the 31st July 2015. So इन सबको ऐड करेंगे तो कितना मिलेगा हमको? Okay, 9,148 megawatt. Okay, so this much is the total capacity of the private sector in the Maharashtra. So here we have seen installed capacity, that is of the private sector, then renewable energy scenario. Okay, and that is what was the MSPGCL and installed capacity of Maharashtra. Okay, and current status of power generation Maharashtra. Okay, so this was about the today's session. So in the next session we will meet and we will discuss about the role of uh, government and private sector in the power generation. Thank you very much. Have a good day.